Welcome to the May 14, 2026 Administration Committee meeting of the Agribusiness Development Corporation. I am the chair, David Hinazumi. Prior to calling the meeting to order, Ken Nakamoto will explain how the public can participate in this hybrid meeting, which can be accessed by video conference, telephone, or in person.
Yes, for all of you joining online, your microphones will be automatically muted. When the chairperson asks for public testimony, you may click the raise hand button found on your Zoom screen to indicate that you wish to testify on that agenda item. The chairperson will individually enable each testifier to unmute their microphone. When recognized by the chairperson, please unmute your microphone before speaking and mute your microphone after you have finished speaking. For those of you joining by phone, the chairperson will ask for when the chairperson asks for public testimony, you may indicate you want to testify by entering star and then 9. A voice prompt will let you know that the host of the meeting has been notified. When recognized by the chairperson, you may unmute yourself by pressing star and then 6 on your phone. A voice prompt will let you know that you are unmuted. Once you have finished speaking, please enter star and then 6 again to mute yourself. For both internet and phone, as well as in-person access, when testifying, you'll be asked to identify yourself and organization, if any, that you represent. Each testifier will be limited to 2 minutes per 2 minutes of testimony per agenda item.
Okay, thank you, Ken. This meeting is called to order at 1:37 p.m. I will take a roll call of the committee members present. When your name is called, please verbally acknowledge your presence and state who, if anyone over the age of 18, is present in the room with you. This also serves as a roll call vote. For each subsequent vote, I will ask if there are any objections or abstentions. If there are none, then the motion will be approved on the same basis as this initial roll call. David Inazumi, myself, present and alone. Member Kahahani is excused. Member Jason Watts.
Present and alone.
And Member Dane Wicker.
Present alone.
Okay, acknowledging that we have quorum for this meeting. Members are reminded to have their cameras turned on and remain on screen during the meeting, especially during the vote, so the record will clearly reflect who was present at the time the vote was taken. Okay, moving on to our agenda. Item B, there are no minutes to approve. Moving on to item C, action items 1. Discussion and action regarding proposed amendments to the corporation bylaws. The committee will review and may take action to recommend that the full board of directors adopt specific amendments to the Agribusiness Development Corporation bylaws. These updates are intended to address governance, fiscal, and record-keeping deficiencies identified in the 2021 State Performance Audit. Expansion of officer positions in Article 3, Section 1, amending Section 1, regular officers, to establish the additional board-level positions of secretary and treasurer, secretary duties to include responsibility for the accuracy of meeting minutes, the maintenance of a centralized filing system, and the certification of official documents as required by law. Treasurer duties to include high-level oversight of the annual budget, coordination with external auditors to ensure auditable financial records, and providing the board with regular fiscal reports. In alignment of officer elections, Article 3, Sections 2 and 3. Amending Section 2, appointments and elections, to mandate that regular elections for the chairperson and vice chairperson are held at the first meeting of the corporation on or after July 1st of each year, and that neither of them shall be an ex officio member. Amending Section 3, terms of office. The terms of office for the chairperson and vice chairperson shall be for 12 calendar months, commencing immediately upon their election at the first meeting of the corporation held on or after July 1st, and concluding upon the election of their successor in the following fiscal year. Proviso for new members. In accordance with state law and gubernatorial appointment cycles, officers shall be elected by board members currently seated as of July 1st. No officer election shall take place prior to July 1st to ensure Sorry, there's a typo in the agenda, but it should be ensured that newly appointed and confirmed members have the opportunity to participate in the selection of leadership for the term in which they will serve. Is there any member of the public that would wish to testify on this matter?
Seeing none, Chair.
Okay. Is there any staff report on this? Okay.
There is none, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Any board discussion?
I have something, Dave.
Yes.
Chair.
Yes.
Just real quickly, thank you for hearing this. This is just, I think, more administrative housekeeping for the board. On the matters of the secretary and the treasurer, my thinking was to allow more board participation with those positions, right? And not actually asking them to, especially the secretary, to be taking the minutes, but just to help, I think, the ADC staff with ensuring that we are getting those things done in a regular cycle. There's this additional eyes on it, and then just making sure that we kind of comply. I noticed in the last few months we haven't approved minutes, so just I'm gonna get a little worried. So, but anyway, this more housekeeping, get more board members involved, and hopefully that can help the board as we have our own internal discussions. So, thank you for hearing this.
Okay. Thank you. Any other board discussion?
Chair, can I make a recommendation for the board and for the committee?
Yes.
If we could place the duties into Article 3, Section 5 for the secretary and treasurer, and for the statement that no officer election shall take place prior to July 1st to, if we could have that except for vacancies. Because I think you can elect people to fill the vacancy of somebody else. So that might take place before July, but it would end before the next by the next election would end it.
Okay, so that's the bullet proviso for new members, yeah?
Yeah, so it says no election shall take place prior to July 1st to ensure, I think you mean ensure that newly appointed and confirmed members have the opportunity to participate. So I just think you should accept for vacancies because that would be before that.
And then one more too, Dave, the chair, Inazumi, confirmed. It would just be appointed because there could be times where someone gets appointed in the summer after the legislature is already adjourned, so they wouldn't be confirmed to the following, but they're a fully seated member of the board, voting member. So
okay, so we can remove the word
confirmed.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, so what I would propose we do is take each of these 6 bullet points separately, along with what has been proposed as amendments. So I will take a stab, and then if we can get can we get a motion for the first bullet point, which would be under expansion of officer positions, Article 3, Section 1, to amend Section 1, regular officers, to establish the additional board level positions of secretary and treasurer.
Motion.
Okay, motion by
Second.
Member Watts, second by Member Wicker. Okay, any objections or abstentions? Okay, hearing none, motion passes. Okay, moving on to getting a motion for expansion of officer positions for Article 3, Section 5 for secretary duties to include responsibility for the accuracy of meeting minutes, the maintenance of a centralized filing system, and the certification of official documents as required by law. Can we get a motion?
Motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Member Watts, seconded by Member Wicker. Any objections or abstentions? Okay, hearing none, motion passes. If we can get a motion for expansion of officer positions, Article 3, Section 5, treasurer duties to include high-level oversight of the annual budget, coordination with external auditors to ensure auditable financial records, and providing the board with regular fiscal reports. Can we get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, motion by Member Watts, second by Member Wicker. Any objections or abstentions? Okay, hearing none, motion passes. Can we get a motion for alignment of officer elections, Article 3, Sections 2 and 3, amending Section 2, appointments and elections to mandate that regular elections for the chairperson and vice chairperson are held at the first meeting of the corporation on or after July 1st of each year, and that neither of them shall be an ex officio member.
Motion.
Can we get a second?
Second.
Okay, motion by Member Watts, second by Member Wicker. Any objections or abstentions? Okay, hearing none, motion passes.
Chair Hinizumi, sorry, I just wanted to
Yes.
make one comment before, just for so it's on the record. This what we just voted on was a result of what happened last year, and so it's just kind of prevent situations where a board member who doesn't get reappointed gets kind of weird there. So that's just a housekeeping measure to prevent that from happening again.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on to alignment of officer elections, Article 3, Sections 2 and 3, amending Section 3, terms of office. The terms of office for the chairperson and vice chairperson shall be for 12 calendar months, commencing immediately upon their election at the first meeting of the corporation, held on or after July 1st and concluding upon the election of their successor in the following fiscal year. Can we get a motion?
A motion.
Second.
Okay, motion by Member Watt, second by Member Wicker. Any objections or abstentions? Okay, hearing none, motion passes. And alignment of officer elections, proviso for new members in accordance with state law and gubernatorial appointment cycles. Officers shall be elected by board members currently seated as of July 1st. Except for vacancies, no officer election shall take place prior to July 1st to ensure that newly appointed members have the opportunity to participate in the selection of leadership for the term in which they will serve. So note that this is amended from what was on the agenda. Can we get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Motion made by Member Watt, seconded by Member Wicker. Any objections or abstentions? Okay, hearing none, motion passes. Okay, moving on to agenda item C2, review fiscal year 2026 budget and actuals, status update regarding fiscal year 2027 budget, update on active contracts and projects, agency budget planning for the 2028 fiscal year, committee to discuss milestones to provide the agency's board of directors a report and recommendation for fiscal year 2028 budget matters. I know there's quite a bit in this, so if we start with review fiscal year 2026 budget and actuals, is there a staff report? Oh, sorry. Is there any member of the public who would wish to testify on this matter?
No hands raised, Chair.
Thank you. For fiscal year 2026 budget and actuals, is there a staff presentation?
Chair, if we could maybe start with page 2. And one of the items has to do with the reduction of land rents received on Oahu and Kauai. And the reason for that, we did not, technically, we didn't lose any tenants on Kauai. On the case of Oahu, we had several tenants that we needed to evict in order to put in the infrastructure being conducted by the Department of Accounting and General Services. It's about a $28 million, infrastructure improvement in the Whitmore area. So it was unsafe for the tenants to traverse into their office buildings and out. So at some point, we will have increased rents because of that infrastructure being put in, but for the time being, that is a slight reduction. In the case of the Kauai reduction, we were accommodating a tenant who lost a large contract, and they asked to change ground from tillable to non-tillable rent rates. And since then, another company has purchased the ground, and we'll have an opportunity, meaning the board will have an opportunity in which to revisit the rates at which they're currently paying.
Okay, Wendy, thanks. Before you continue, just checking, do all the members have the have the materials?
Yeah, I don't have it open in front of me. You can share.
Okay. Yes.
Be able to
Is
share
this
screen.
Yeah,
Mark, you're on mute. And which one do you want me to share?
can I, Chair, can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
When was this submitted? Because legal counsel, this wasn't part of the packet.
So I think it came as testimony. Maybe it came today. And is it available to the public? I don't know.
Okay.
I can share the screen. We have the report here. Is that okay?
Hang on for now, Ken. I think
Okay.
the question right now is whether we are able to get into it.
Since it's testimony, I guess it's fine, but I think that should be made publicly available. I mean, wherever the room is, if you guys have copies of it to give out, anybody showed up, and I'm guessing nobody showed up. But maybe putting it online, other than things that can be removed, for that are exempted, which I'm not sure if there's anything in here that is offhand.
So to be clear, we don't need to have these items as a staff submittal.
Are you, so I don't think you guys are taking a vote on this, right? So in a way, it's being presented to you at this meeting. So that would be fine. I guess I don't, it's hard to answer without knowing what's going to happen or take place.
Yeah, that's correct. There's no
But I guess the more you're sharing, it looks like it's being presented to the board as well. Like you guys didn't have this either, so you are not doing any discussion based on something given to you that the public doesn't have access to you. I think you're going to discuss and put up everything.
But I haven't even seen these documents.
Yeah, well, then that would be a policy thing. Like if the committee's wants to defer this to have more time to look at these documents before, in case you could also, well, there's two things. You could have this presented to you. You could put it again on your next agenda to discuss if you want more time. You could defer it and wait until your next agenda and do everything at once, have the presentation and the discussion at the same time. Because you didn't have it, perhaps you don't feel ready to ask questions and you're not sure what, that you would like to be able to see this first, but it's kind of a policy call for the committee.
Okay, so let me speak on this first, and we can take more discussion from our committee members. Yes, today is the first time I'm seeing this myself. I know we've spoken about this since at least December, if not November of 2025. we were supposed to have regular administration committee meetings. We have not had any despite multiple requests. Today is our first administration committee meeting of 2026. At least as of that December 2025 administration committee meeting, we had set the cadence to review the budget, which Chair has repeatedly stated that it's a requirement for our board to review. And so the cadence was set up for this, by May to have administration committee receive budget planning for, in this case, fiscal year 28, in order to start the review, and then administration committee can make recommendations as well to the full board, and then the full board can review and discuss and have enough time to have a thorough review and discussion of it. Okay, with that said, I definitely hear what Chair Watts is saying. What I would suggest is this, to at least to the extent we need it, and Jennifer, please weigh in. To the extent we need to start being able to review the fiscal 28 budget as a committee, at least take that today so we can start reviewing it.
Okay.
And then everything else we can defer.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's up to the board. And then is the office going to present it to you?
We were
Yes.
planning to cover the presentation is the report. So we were planning to touch base on some of the highlights within the report.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
so Jennifer, so what I'm asking is, to the extent we need to discuss at this committee meeting the proposed fiscal 28 budget, so we can start that discussion.
Oh yeah, you can discuss, because I mean, I think it's clear that you all just got this now. So it's not like you're operating on something that wasn't publicly available or hidden from people, or wasn't part of your packet that you withheld. So, and it went out today like testimony. But I think then that this should, to the extent it's not anything exempted, could be redacted, but it should be available to the public. But you can definitely talk about it, because again, it's being presented to you now. And again, I guess nobody wanted to testify on this, right? Because you asked for public testimony.
That's correct. No public.
So, you guys are discussing basically what's being presented to you, like if you were anybody, else. So you're not, yeah. So I think it's fine to discuss, to ask questions. And I would assume that because this is all you have, you're not ready to take an action anyway, because you probably won't be ready to make recommendations, since you're just being introduced to this information today, instead of, getting it earlier in a packet or something where you would have had time to review and have thoughts over it. Is that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Okay. Before we continue, any further discussion, Chair Watts or Member Wicker?
No, Chair.
I
Actually,
do have to hop off. Sorry, so that's an impact quorum. So, and I didn't have these materials ahead of time, so I won't be prepared to look through and have any discussion right now.
Oh, if we lose quorum, Chair, we should probably defer this, because we can't. I mean,
Yeah, that did. Well, the meeting was only scheduled for 30 minutes with the materials that were on the agenda. So I have to hop back into another conference I'm speaking at.
Okay.
Sure, I think there are things we can do, but it may just be better to, because otherwise, if you go without quorum, you're going to have to do a presentation at the next meeting. It's a little bit
Okay.
cumbersome.
got it. Thank you. Okay, so with the discussion, along with the fact that we're going to be losing quorum, let's go ahead and defer this item to the next administration committee meeting. And then beyond that, no informational items. And at this point, if there's a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Member Wicker, second by Member Watts. Okay. No
Thank you, guys.
abstentions. With that, we'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.